Salute omnes. This video we're going to talk about how to decline a second declension masculine word. Now, remember in Latin, nouns are grouped in families that are called declensions. Second declension nouns are nouns where the second form ends in a long I instead of the AE that we're used to seeing in first declension. I know this is a masculine word because the first form ends in US. Sometimes the form will be R, like a word for man, wir, or the man for field, ager. But the second form is I, that lets me know it's second declension. The first form is either US or R, that lets me know it's masculine. So when we want to decline, first of all, we got to figure out what our vocabulary is. So that's step one as always. Step two, we're setting up our chart. And remember, when we're declining a noun, the chart has two columns, a singular column and a plural column, and then it has the 5 cases: nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. So when we are declining our noun, our first step as always is we take this first form and we drop and stop. We don't add anything, we don't take anything away. And then our second step is we got to find our noun base. We find our noun base by going to the second form and chopping off the ending. Now with the first declension word, we chop off the AE. But here with second declension, we're going to chop off the I. Oh, Latin is such a violent language, isn't it? So the part that's left over, lewd, that is our noun base. We fill out the rest of our chart with the base. So that's going to be lewd, 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 and of course, my personal favorite, lewd. And then we add our endings. And we have to remember the wisdom of the great philosopher Taylor Swift. A noun never ever like ever changes its declension, and a noun never ever like ever changes its gender. This is a masculine word, second declension. It gets second declension masculine endings. So that's going to be us, e, o, e, or them. Is, os, is, quack, quack. And that's how we decline a second declension masculine word. Now, if it's one of those words that has a second declension ending, but it ends in R rather than US, it's going to look slightly different. So let's take a look at what it would be if we did the word for man. So if we did our word for man, that's weird, weary. Again, first step, we drop and stop the first form, weird. Second step, we go to the second form, we chop off the I. What's left, VIR, that's our base. Now in this case, the first form looks exactly the same as the base. So we fill out the rest of the chart with that. And then we add our endings. Now here is where a couple of students will make a mistake. A lot of times students will see this first form and say, it looks like it's missing something, like it needs a little something extra, something around the edges. I don't know. Let's add a US here. Please don't do that. Remember, step one is drop and stop. The stop means stop. Don't say drop, stop, and it's missing a little something, I'm going to add something here. Because friends, if you put a US on this, you change this from a second declension masculine word that means man to a fourth declension feminine word that means slime or poison. Oops. So drop and stop means exactly that. Drop and stop. So we're going to add our endings. That's fine. We just keep going. E, O, O, E, ortum, is, os, is, quack, quack. And that's second declension masculine nouns. I hope this helps. Wale.
It's time for Animania.